And as we eye the global impacts of tensions between Russia and Ukraine, you might be wondering what the conflict could mean for the U.S. economy.
Fox 61's Alicia Machado is live in Hartford tonight with how political and economic experts think the situation overseas could impact your money.
Yeah, well, we're seeing more impacts just as we're speaking. Just within the last hour, we're seeing impacts to the Dow and also oil prices as well. And so this really could impact your travel too. A flight expert we spoke with says that this could mean that some airfare rates might go up because of the price of oil is increasing. And that's just one area. Take a listen.
How much could conflict overseas impact your money in the U.S.? As we monitor the situation between Russia and Ukraine, Dr. Matthew Schmidt, Associate Professor of National Security, International Affairs and Political Science for the University of New Haven, says while Ukraine has no strategic significance to the U.S., be on the lookout for a rise in oil prices.
You're already seeing today as the markets are driving the price of a barrel of oil upwards of $100. Americans will hear a lot about gas pipelines and wonder about that. It's unlikely that that would affect gas prices, natural gas prices here in the U.S. because we're talking about pipelines from Russia to Europe. We don't get gas from Russia.
The travel industry is also looking out for potential changes as oil prices rise, which could mean more money for your next flight. Willis Orlando, senior flight expert with Airfare Alert Service Scott's Cheap Flights, explains.
We all know those planes use a lot of fuel. So, airline CEOs have been pretty curt about it before. They said when oil prices go up, we have no choice but to raise fares. So folks can see, average fares rising partially as a result of oil prices.
Orlando says some European airlines are already stopping routes to and from Kiev. As for food prices, Schmidt says while Russia and Ukraine produce a lot of the world's wheat, the U.S. is self-sufficient, so it won't have too much of an impact. Perhaps some on American farmers if the prices on the world market change. But the good news.
The United States isn't tied that closely to the Russian economy. And I think that there could be some effects, mainly through the stock market, anytime there's threat of a conflict. But compared to Europe, I don't think the United States is going to see near as adverse of effects.
We'll have to monitor the situation more closely over the coming days to see just how much it impacts the markets. But one more thing about travel for you. Our flight expert says that conflict could decrease demand for travel to Europe, which could mean that some European flights get pulled back. But also, those areas could be cheaper. We'll continue to keep an eye on this for you and bring you the latest on the Fox 61 News app, on air, and online at fox61.com. We're live in Hartford tonight. Alicia Machado, Fox 61 News.